Let's just jump right in. We are living in a world that is completely swimming in information, right? Every time you click, every show you stream, every single thing you buy, it's all just another drop in this massive, massive digital ocean. So, how do we make any sense of it? Well, the answer is data science. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how it all works.
To really get your head around the scale we're dealing with, just look at this number. 2.5 quintillion bytes. That is how much data we, humanity, create every single day. It's one of those numbers that's so ridiculously big, your brain can't even really process it.
So, where's it all coming from? Well, honestly, it's coming from you. It's the music you're streaming right now, the videos you're watching, every time you add something to your online cart. It's all your social media posts for sure. And then there's this whole growing world of smart devices, what people call the Internet of Things, or IoT. You know, smart cars, smart fridges, all of them constantly chatting and churning out data.
And that brings us to the most important question. All of that stuff is just noise. It's a giant digital junk drawer unless we have a way to make sense of it. How do we find the important signal in all of that static? How do you turn a mountain of raw data into an actual smart decision?
You know, the best way to get it is to see it in action. So let's look at a real-world story from Walmart. Think of it like a detective case. Our investigators are the data scientists, and the mystery we need to solve is the case of the unsold cookies.
Okay, so here's the setup. It's Halloween, and the data analysts at Walmart are looking at their sales numbers. They see this one specific type of cookie is just flying off the shelves. I mean, it's a massive hit, a bestseller in pretty much every single store they have.
Except for 2. Out of thousands of stores, there were just 2 where the sales for the super popular cookie were basically nothing. 0. Now that right there, that's the kind of thing that makes a data detective's ears perk up. An outlier. Why would a product that everyone loves be a complete flop in 2 random places? What is going on?
Now this quote really gets to the heart of how a company like Walmart thinks. They analyze these enormous sets of data to see what people buy together. You know, it's how they figure out that if you buy Pop-Tarts, there's a pretty good chance you might also be looking for cookies. It's all about finding hidden patterns in our shopping habits.
So what did the big investigation turn up? What was the secret? Was it some complex marketing problem, a weird local taste preference? Nope. The answer was incredibly simple. The 2 stores had just forgotten to put the cookies back on the shelves. That's it. A simple human error that was costing them money. An error found and fixed, all thanks to someone digging into the data.
That cookie story is a perfect, bite-sized example of what data science is all about. But here's the thing. It's not magic. It's a very structured process. So now, let's zoom out and look at the actual step-by-step life cycle that turns all those messy numbers into a clear, smart decision.
Okay, so it all starts with data acquisition. For Walmart, that means gathering all those sales reports. But that raw data, it's always a huge mess. So the next step is processing, basically cleaning it all up. Then comes the fun part, the real detective work, data exploration. That's where an analyst digs in to find weird patterns and outliers, like those 2 stores with no cookie sales. After that, they move to data modeling, which is where they start trying to predict things. And finally, and this is the most important part, deployment. You actually use what you learned to do something. You know, like tell someone to go restock the cookies.
And that data modeling step we just mentioned, it's often powered by this buzzword you hear everywhere, machine learning. All it really means is that we're teaching computers to find patterns in the data by themselves, without a human having to write out specific rules for every single possibility. The machine literally learns from the data it sees.
So this whole journey, right? From a messy pile of data to a simple, clear insight, that doesn't just happen on its own. It's not a one-person job. It takes a whole team of people with different skills. So let's meet the crew.
Every role here is absolutely crucial. The data analyst, think of them as the detective on the beat, the one who first spots the weird clue in the numbers. The data scientist is more like the forensic specialist, building these really complex models to figure out what the clues actually mean. Then you have the business analyst, who acts as a translator, connecting all those techie findings to a real-world business plan. And of course, the database admin is the one making sure the entire system, the foundation of everything, is running perfectly. So, when you put that whole process together with that whole team of people, what does it all add up to? What is the actual real-world impact of wrangling all of these raw numbers and turning them into something meaningful?
If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this.
Data science is the engine. It's the thing that takes a giant, messy pile of information and turns it into smart, focused action. It's not just about finding interesting facts, it's about using those facts to do something better.
And you can see the value everywhere. It helps businesses finally understand what their customers actually want, just like the Walmart cookie story. It allows leaders to make decisions based on hard evidence, not just a gut feeling. And it's being used to solve some of our biggest problems, from developing new medicines to predicting what the economy is going to do next. At the end of the day, it's about trying to see the future just a little more clearly.
So we'll end on this thought. That digital ocean we talked about, it's getting bigger and deeper every single second. The real question is, what will the next generation of data detectives uncover? And how will their discoveries shape the big and the small decisions that affect all of our lives?